This is everything you get in the box. This is a USB Type-C connection to USB 3.2 Gen 2. It comes with a little plate for keeping it cool with some thermal pad or a thermal pad, instructions, a little or two little plugs. I'm not sure what they do at the moment. It does say something about you need to use it to plug a hole or something. It comes with its own Phillips screwdriver, which is handy, and the actual enclosure itself, this little baby here, and it's made or sold by a company called ORICO. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Yes, and you might be thinking, well, what do I want one of them for? Well, you may need it for a couple of different reasons, and I'm going to quickly go through that right now. Now, if you've got an M.2, and say for instance you've got all your games on it, perfect. Put it in here, you can take it to your mate's house, plug it in. Bearing in mind it's an M.2, so the read-write will be quite fast. The only thing restricting it is how fast the USB connection is on that, say for instance, that PC. Or if you're a business and you've got loads of software and you're going around different places and you want fast read-write, perfect, M.2s. Yeah, and this will keep it cool as well as protecting it from any external damages. Say for instance you drop it. Now a normal hard drive, one of the big ones, drop one of them, chances are it's not going to work no more. But an M.2, because it's got no moving parts, it should work. Hopefully you don't drop it, don't get me wrong, I don't want you to drop it because, you know, you could still break it, but very unlikely. So in this video, we are going to be testing this on an M.2, and it does do quite a few ranges of M.2. It doesn't do every single one. I'll stick a picture up there so you can have a look, see which ones it does and which ones it don't. And also it does quite a different range of sizes of M.2 as well. Again, I'll stick a picture up there for you to have a look at, and it shows you all the different sizes. We are going to be testing it on this little baby. Now this is faulty, it keeps crashing randomly. And I need to find out, or try and find out, if it's just a bad connection, it's not connecting to the PC properly, or whether it's just at its time, you know, it's just given up. But I didn't want to keep putting it back into a PC just to say, oh, not working again, and keep taking it out. So it's going to be perfect to use in this. Makes sense, yeah? So in this video, we're going to see how easy it is to install this into this, because I'm sure there's people out there going to say, how easy is it to install it, Yorkie? And, you know, can you do a little demonstration? So that's what we're going to be doing in this part of the video. And the second part of the video, well, it's all one video, but part two of this video is going to be giving it a test. We want to see if it keeps it nice and cool, and also want to see if this hard drive keeps crashing, and also what software I've got on there as well. I'm sure it's Windows 11 on there, and it was originally my operating system, which I copied over. I'm pretty sure it is this one, because I've got a few hard drives, and yeah, it might not be this one, but I'm pretty sure it is this one. So with that, I'll shut up and get on with it, shall we? I've had a little practice just so I can show you how to do it and make sure I'm doing it right. So first things first, get this out of the way, is take this off. It's got a little screw there. That's what you need the Phillips screwdriver for. Screw that. Don't lose the little screw. And then it should just fall out. There you go. And that is it. So there's your different holes for different size hard drives or M.2s. And that will just slot in something like that. I'll just quickly show you. It goes in. Make sure it's pushed in all the way, like that. And then the little rubber grommet, one or two, that will go into there, and then it will attach into there and seal it. But before we do that, to the thermal pad. So the idea behind this is to extract heat from here into this to help it keep cool. So this will go something like that and sit there like that once you get it on properly. Yeah, make sense? In case you've never done it before. So thermal pad, here we go. So it should be sort of sticky, so take that off. We're going to put it on there first. So go in there like that. See that? Just lay that down. Take off the other sticky or a bit of plastic. Yeah, so that's removed it. So the instructions are okay. They are a bit small to read, but yeah, might be just me getting old, but they are readable. So turn this over, plonk that in there, make sure it's in properly. There you go. See that? It's in nice and tight. Don't have to be super tight, just make sure it's touching it. And then what we're going to do is put that in there. Or before you do that, I found this to be an easier way of doing it. Let's get one of these out and I'll quickly show you. So one of these. So this, I'm not sure if you can see this on the camera, but it has a little lip there, and the idea behind that is that sits in the little lip like so. So that goes like that, and then that bit there will go into the hole and hold it down. So just wanted to show you that first. Push that back in there, make sure it goes all the way in, push this down and make sure you give that a little push, and when it doesn't pop back up, you know you've got it in the hole. It takes a few goes, even when I've done it a few times. There you go, oh, nearly had it, but I didn't have it. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because you can have the cover on it anyway. Is that it? Am I in? I'm in. Oh no, I'm not in. It doesn't hold it brilliantly, but it does work, and I've done it. Give it a little wiggle, and we're in, yeah? Should be alright. That's all that does, hold it down. But if it does pop up, it's not going to come out because you're going to have the lid on it. So, place the lid back on. Now, the other thing I did notice, if you have it upside down, like that, you think, why ain't it fitting? It's because it's upside down. Yeah, so it's got to go like that, with the wording facing up. Screw it back up, and then we can give it a test to see if it actually works. Well, it should work. It should recognise it. I can't see why it wouldn't. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use this cable, but I'm going to use an extension cable because my PC's right over there, or the other one's over there, and I thought it would just be easier if I just use an extension to plug it in to test it. Right, I've got an extension cable plugged into my PC. I'm plugging this end that came with it, the USB Type-C connection that came with it, into that. And I've also noticed that this USB 3.2 has a little surprise up its sleeve. It converts into a USB Type-C connection, which is perfect for what I want it to do, because I want it to plug into this. Now, should it work, it should just pop up on my screen. We were going to test it right now. Plug her in, give it a second, voila, perfect. So it does work. Now then, I want to copy, oops, I go back, I want to copy something off of this, because this is a Windows operating system, or videos to edit, there you go. I want to copy something off, just to see how fast it copies off. And then we're going to copy it back on again, but I'll change the name. So, how big is this? Properties, it is 18.8 gigabyte, that's quite big, so it'd be perfect. So I'm going to copy it off, copy it, move it over a bit, and paste it. Hopefully it'll go down there, which it has. Oh, that's a nice bloody speed, isn't it? Just under 400 megabits per second, which is quite fast. And also, providing this can keep it nice and cool, it should keep the speed up. So what's it, 380, 390 megabits per second, which to me is fast. Believe me, that is fast. And that is working perfectly. And job done. Now then, I need to copy something back on. What I'm going to do, I'm going to close this, uninstall it, eject, same sort of thing, unplug it. I'm going to change the name of this, and I'm going to call it, I don't know, test folder, something like that. Oops, what have I done? Right click, change it. Oh, it's not letting me change it. Why didn't it let me change it? Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong button, sorry. I'm going to call it a test folder. Yeah, plug this back in. Hopefully this works, but it might not work because it might already recognise it as the same thing, so it might not copy it over properly. So got that up. Let me just move it out of the way for a second. Move it up there. Right click. I'm going to cut and paste. See how fast it goes. Right, not so fast, but still pretty fast at 215 megabits per second. So transferring it from the M.2 is fast, but doing it the other way around is a bit slower, and that's because of the read write. So write is normally slower than the read, I think. Yeah, it is. But yeah, it works perfectly. I have no issues with this whatsoever. It seems to be, oh, I just know it's got a blue LED, so it's not a reset button. See that? It's a blue LED to tell you it's working. I wonder why it had a reset button. I thought it was a reset button, but it's not. I like that. It's quite nice. Yeah. How we doing? How we doing? Yeah, it's keeping an average. It's not going down, is it? So yeah, working perfectly. No issues with, like I said, no issue with it whatsoever. Perfect. Does exactly what it's supposed to do. I had no issues with it, like I keep saying. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to have a few more tests with it just to make sure I'm happy with it, and then I'm going to tell you what I think about it.
Day 2.
Before I tell you about the pros and cons, I just want to point out that the hard drive, the M.2 that's inside this, is no good. And it isn't the device. It will work for a little while and then it will just pack up. So I'm guessing once it starts getting a bit warmed up is when it packs up. And that happens in my PC as well as in here. So I know it's not this, it's definitely the M.2. I did have my suspicions, but I found that this was the best option for checking it out. Now, let's go through the pros and cons. One of the things you might not like, it's only a minor thing, is it's not toolless. You have to use a screwdriver, a Phillips screwdriver, to undo it and put the device in. And that's about it. It does get warm, gets quite warm in fact, but that means it's working. That means it's extracting the heat from the actual device itself, from the M.2. So it's definitely doing what it's supposed to do, extract the heat, and it does protect it. I think it's okay, it does everything it's supposed to do. Doesn't run as fast as what I thought it was going to be running, but that could have been a number of factors. It could have been the fact that the M.2 is on its way out and the read write is not very good on it. It could also be, well, I was using an extension cable, that extension cable not, or may not be a fast read and write, I don't know. But there was always a number of factors. It also could be the hard drive on the actual computer is not very fast at read write, although it is another, or it should be another M.2. So yeah, it definitely gives my thumbs up for what it does. It's perfect, or nearly perfect. I would have preferred a keyless one. I would have preferred a toolless one rather than a little screw one. We'll try and see if we can get another one. So if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. You may see me do another review of a toolless one. So it's USB Type-C connection, which is 3.0 Gen 2, so it should read write pretty fast. I also like the little cable with it. I would have preferred a longer cable, but you know, it should be long enough, especially if you're using something like a laptop or tablet, something like that. It should be long enough and perfect for anything like that, or just for plugging straight into a PC. But because I was doing a review, I needed an extension cable just to show you what it can do and make sure you can see it actually on the desk. So with that, yeah, it gets my thumbs up. As always, I will stick links in the video description in case you want to go and check it out. And if you like this video, consider subscribing. It doesn't cost you any money whatsoever. It does help the channel keep on growing, and consider giving me the thumbs up, because again, it helps the channel keep on growing by telling the algorithms you like this video. So with that, thank you very much for watching.